New evidence, Garnacho claims Mbeumu is faking his age amid controversy. Manchester United is no stranger to controversy, but the latest incident to hit the club has combined elements of personal rivalry, fan outrage, and a debate about professionalism at the highest level of football. In a series of unexpected developments, rising star Alejandro Garnacho has publicly accused new signing Bryan Mbeumu of lying about his age. Garnacho claims Mbeumu is not the officially listed 26 years old but closer to 36, a bold allegation that has sparked fierce discussion inside and outside Old Trafford. The controversy erupted after a widely shared photograph surfaced online, taken during Mbeumu's pre-season debut against Everton. The match, which ended in a 2-2 draw, was meant to be a low-pressure opportunity for Manchester United to test new players and strategies. Instead, one single image changed the narrative completely. The photograph shows Mbeumu wiping sweat from his face with his Manchester United jersey. In the moment, a noticeable bulge around his midsection caught the attention of viewers, leading to a wave of comments about his fitness level. What began as playful banter soon escalated into a full-blown discussion about whether Mbeumu was truly in the physical condition expected of a Premier League player, and whether he was actually much older than his official profile suggests. The photo that lit the fuse. Images in football often tell a story, but in this case, the story snowballed far beyond the frame. The shot of Mbeumu circulated rapidly across social media, attracting attention not only from casual fans but also from journalists, pundits, and rival supporters. Many expressed surprise at what they perceived to be an unflattering physical condition for a player supposedly at the peak of his career. Some insisted that his build was not inherently a problem, as body shapes vary among athletes, but others argued that it pointed to deeper questions about recruitment decisions and transparency. Garnacho seized the opportunity to speak out. Known for his fiery temperament and willingness to speak his mind, the 19-year-old winger told reporters and followers, "How can we trust Mbeumu when he looks like that? He can't possibly be 26. His comments were direct, leaving little room for interpretation. According to Garnacho, Mbeumu's physical appearance alone raised suspicions, and he argued that Manchester United should not take risks on players whose ability to perform at an elite level might be compromised. A generational rift. While Garnacho's remarks initially seemed aimed solely at Mbeumu, they also hinted at a deeper frustration, one that touches on generational differences within the squad. Garnacho pointed out that despite his youth, he already carries adult responsibilities. "I have a child and I'm more responsible than Mbeumu," he said, a line that immediately caught attention and fueled headlines. This statement came shortly after Garnacho's strained relationship with new manager Ruben Amorim became public. Garnacho had been left out of Manchester United's squad for the Premier League Summer Series, a decision that reportedly stemmed from concerns about his attitude and discipline. In an attempt to mend bridges, Garnacho penned an apology letter to Amorim, acknowledging his past stubbornness and expressing a willingness to change. However, those inside the club say Amorim was unmoved, insisting that Garnacho demonstrate sustained professionalism on the training pitch before earning his place back in the team. The apology that fell flat. The letter itself was heartfelt, by most accounts. In it, Garnacho admitted his mistakes and wrote, "I know I have made errors, but I am ready to learn and grow. All I ask is for another chance to prove myself." Yet Amorim's response was pragmatic rather than emotional. He reportedly told the young winger that words alone would not suffice. Trust, once lost, must be rebuilt through consistent effort, a message that may have stung Garnacho, who had hoped for immediate reconciliation. Amorim's firm stance appeared to frustrate Garnacho further, and some insiders suggest that this disappointment contributed to his outspoken remarks about Mbeumu. In other words, the age accusation might not have been born solely out of concern for the club's recruitment but also from Garnacho's own simmering tensions within the squad hierarchy. Fan and media reactions. Once Garnacho's comments hit the public domain, reactions came swiftly and without restraint. On social media, factions formed almost immediately. One side echoed Garnacho's suspicions, arguing that the club owed supporters transparency about its signings. A few even demanded that Manchester United conduct internal investigations to verify Mbeumu's personal data. These calls, while dramatic, reflect how seriously some fans take the issue of trust between the club and its supporters. On the other side, many argued that Garnacho's accusation was reckless, potentially damaging a teammate's reputation without concrete proof. "It's not fair to attack a player without evidence," one supporter wrote in a now viral thread. Everyone's body is different, and some athletes carry weight differently. You can't determine someone's age from a single photo. In traditional media, pundits approached the matter cautiously. While acknowledging that the photograph was unflattering, most stopped short of endorsing Garnacho's claims. Instead, the conversation shifted toward professionalism, team unity, and whether personal grievances should ever be aired in public. Silence in the dressing room. Within the squad itself, the dominant reaction has been silence. No senior player has publicly defended Mbeumu, but neither have they criticized Garnacho's behavior. Some observers interpret this as a sign of internal tension, with teammates preferring to avoid inflaming an already delicate situation. Others see it simply as standard practice. Footballers often choose to handle disputes privately, away from the glare of public opinion. However, sources close to the club suggest that the incident has the potential to divide the dressing room if left unresolved. In elite football, unity is often as important as individual skill. A fracture between a high-profile young talent and a new signing could complicate the team's preparations for the season ahead. The broader implications. Beyond the immediate drama, this situation raises questions about Manchester United's internal culture. The club has long been celebrated for blending seasoned professionals with emerging stars, fostering a mix of experience and youthful energy. Yet the introduction of a controversial figure like Mbeumu, whether or not the age rumors are true, disrupts that balance. For Garnacho, the issue may be personal pride and his place in the pecking order. For the club, it's about optics, player welfare, and managing the public narrative. In a league where every decision is scrutinized and every photograph can spark a storm, even minor incidents can snowball into major talking points. The fact that Garnacho's accusations came so soon after his own disciplinary troubles only adds another layer of complexity. Critics argue that he should focus on his own conduct before passing judgment on others. Supporters counter that young players should be encouraged to speak honestly, especially if they believe something is undermining the team. Looking ahead, as the Premier League season approaches, Manchester United's leadership faces a difficult choice: publicly address the Mbeumu age rumours or let them fade in the hope that on-field performances will overshadow the controversy. In either case, they must also consider how to manage Garnacho's outspoken nature, a trait that can be both a strength and a liability. If Mbeumu performs well and silences doubts about his fitness and age, Garnacho's comments may be remembered as a minor distraction. But if Mbeumu struggles, the criticism could intensify, and questions about recruitment processes could resurface with greater force. For now, the club is treading carefully, balancing the need for internal discipline with the recognition that young players sometimes act impulsively. The challenge will be ensuring that individual rivalries do not derail collective goals. Conclusion. The saga involving Garnacho and Mbeumu is more than a petty squabble. It is a reflection of the pressures, expectations, and interpersonal dynamics that define life inside a top-tier football club. It shows how quickly a single image can ignite controversy, how personal frustrations can spill into public arenas, and how fragile squad harmony can be when trust is questioned. Manchester United enters the new season not only with tactical and competitive objectives but also with the task of managing personalities and public perception. Whether this controversy fades or becomes a recurring subplot will depend on the choices made in the coming weeks, by the players involved, by the manager, and by the club's leadership. The truth about Mbeumu's age may never be proven one way or the other, but the fallout from Garnacho's remarks has already left its mark on the team's pre-season narrative. For supporters and rivals alike, it's another reminder that football is played as much in the media and dressing room as it is on the pitch.